tune, plant, chair, water. Well, I sound like a European, right? My name is Piyush Bhatia and I am the founder and CEO of BM English Speaking Institute. With us, we have Vishal Lazarus. He's a corporate voice and accent trainer and also a trainer with BM English Speaking. Hi Vishal, welcome to the show.
Hello, and thank you for having me back.
Vishal, listeners would like to know what are the different types of European accents?
There are three most prominent accents in Europe: the British, the French, and the Spanish.
Oh, great. So, which is the most common accent among these?
The most common accent among these is actually the British accent because the base of all the languages come from there, and hence most of the sounds are very similar to those of the British accent.
So, then listeners would really like to know, is it easy to speak like European?
Speaking like a European is one of the easiest things to do. Our accent is most common to theirs, so it is one of the easiest things to do. There are just a few simple rules to keep in mind, and you're there.
So, what are the simple rules then, Vishal?
In order to speak like a European, you must master only four sounds. If you master these four sounds, use them regularly, you'll be absolutely fine. Let's start. The first sound we're looking at is the U. Now, initially when you started, you gave me the word tune. That is the biggest difference between the American and the European. The American would pronounce the U as an O, so it would become tune. Whereas in Europe, you have to pronounce the U as an EW, so it becomes tune. Try some words. Tune. Duty. It's not duty, it's duty. It's not stupid, it's stupid. So the U becomes an EW.
Oh, wow. So, listeners would like to do some vocal exercises to work on this sound. So, do you have a tongue twister for this?
I always have a tongue twister. So, the tongue twister that you can use for you is Luke stewed while he cooked the stew.
Oh, wow. So, that brings us to the next step.
The next one that we have to master is the A or the R sound. Now, you started with plant. An American would say plant. So that's the difference there. So whenever we use the R sound, we always say R instead of A. Alright? So let's start with the first word, which was plant. Can't. An American would say can't, but we say can't. So it's very close to the British accent. Our accent is very close to the British accent. So can't, bath, glass, and path. So it's very close.
Tongue twister for this, Vishal?
Tongue twister for this is Andrea and Andrew ate 8 apples accidentally.
I want to remind the listeners that they can download all the tongue twisters that Vishal has shared and will be sharing in this podcast from our website bmenglishspeakingradio.in/9. Yeah, Vishal. So, which is the third secret to speak like a European?
The third secret is the letter R. Now, Americans would generally roll the R. The Europeans tend to leave the R out. In fact, they omit it completely. For example, the word that you started with, chair. An American would say chair, but the R is completely removed, so it becomes chair. Another word that we can look at is the word cover. It's not cover, it's cover. Rather, rather. So they tend to leave out the R and just end with an A. So instead of putting an R, just put an A over there. So cover, chair, rather.
Interesting. So, do you have a tongue twister for this?
Always do. Try this one. Father, mother, brother, sister. Hand in hand, go together.
Oh, wow. Listeners, isn't it interesting that if one wants to speak like a European, one has to only work on 4 sounds. Isn't that interesting?
Very. In fact, it's surprising.
Yeah, so that brings us to ask Vishal to share the 4th secret or the 4th sound. Once we master that sound, we'll be able to speak like a European.
The 4th sound and the 4th secret is the letter T. Now, why is this so important and what's the difference? The biggest difference is Americans will not use the letter T, or they will not pronounce it if it comes in the middle of a sentence. It becomes a D. So, for example, the word that you started with, which was water, becomes water. So the T is a D. However, when you speak or when you want to speak like a European, it's very, very important that the T is pronounced. Again, it is not T, it is T. T. So it becomes water. So it's very important that the T is pronounced. So you can try water, waiter, winter, or titanium. Again, there are 2 T's there, so it's very important.
So we would definitely want to know if you have a tongue twister for that too.
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. Try this one. T for the thin, twin, tin, smith.
Oh wow, can you repeat that for us?
Absolutely. T for the thin, twin, tin, smith.
Wow. Thank you, Vishal, for sharing your wisdom. I'm sure listeners will be able to speak like a European very soon.
I do hope, and continuously practice, very important.
If you want to download this podcast, visit www.bmenglishspeakingradio.in/9. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next episode, and which is about importance of word stress. Thank you.